3 cheers for Stephen Phillips.
Y'all need to help Stephen Phillips out over there. Out the door and off the radio.
Here's Stephen Phillips.
All righty, we're coming in. Can y'all hear me okay? I'm coming in from the home 20 here.
Kind of hear you.
Sound like you're in a cave.
Well, I'm doing the best I can. I am in a cave, man. I am in a cave.
Okay.
But anyway.
Okay. All right.
No fedora today. No fedora. Everybody see my little bald head. Oh, man. How's everybody doing?
Good.
For the record, you can see my little bald head regardless of whether I'm wearing a hat.
Yeah, Lord of mercy.
Shiny right now.
Yeah, let's jump right into it, man. I reckon, I was sitting here reading this thing over in Union County. I reckon we got the multi-commissioner board coming up that everybody's against. Am I right about that?
Well, we're about to find out where people stand on it because State Representative Stan Gunter had promised to put a referendum on the election, on the November election, to let people decide. It's a non-binding referendum, but he said he would fulfill whatever the majority of people wanted. So they have an opportunity to vote whether or not they want to expand the commission to 5 people or leave it as a sole commissioner.
I reckon both Collins and former Commissioner Lamar Paris have been vocal about their opposition on this, and I'm with them, man. I just think this is a mess.
Yeah.
Well, I think that a lot of people, I think Stan actually would prefer it to be a sole commissioner, but he's doing what a representative is supposed to do, and that's represent all the people. Right. Put it on the ballot, let it get decided.
So when this comes to a vote, we'll see how much all the people are, right?
Well, there's going to be a lot of education that goes on, a lot of public town hall meetings on what this means. And it's going to be coming from the Vincent Institute over there at UGA, which is pretty much unbiased. I mean, they're neutral on this. They're just going to lay out the facts. I think State Senator Steve Gooch is against it, too, because he's lamented. He was the sole commissioner in Lumpkin County when it went to a multi-person commission.
Right.
So he's seen both sides, and I think he's against it also.
Well, according to what this says, it says that the people they've talked to who've moved here from a multi-commission board is 99.9% say they do not want it.
I was going to say the same thing. You know, I come from a big city, big town. You know, on the one hand, I can see the argument for it. You know, if without a multi-board member commission, then you've got one guy in charge. On the other hand, so you've elected that guy, so you know what his or her ideals are. You know what their platform is. Mm-hmm. Having more than one in a rural area like this does not make sense, in my humble opinion. Look, have you ever tried herding cats?
Yeah, I know that's right.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to do. And that's exactly what a multi-member commission will do up in this particular area where it's really not needed. I don't
think about this. When I lived in Gwinnett County, I was one of 250,000 people per commissioner. There were 5 commissioners, and the population was 1.2 million.
Yeah.
Okay. In Union County, I was one of 25,000. So my odds were much better.
Right. Exactly.
Well, the thing that I like about it, I mean, having a sole commissioner, you can go into Commissioner Harold Collins's office and say, look, this is what I've got going on. And you got one man there to say yay or nay. I mean, you know, and you don't have to, we'll have to get the board together and we'll have to do this and we'll have to do that, you know, and you look at our, you know, and I'm not throwing off on Clay County or Cherokee County, but I mean, you got these multi-commission boards. It's just hard to get anything done. It just puts the county down to a stop.
Well, that's what I was just about to say, Pat. I mean, you have these people on, listen to you all the time in the morning from Murphy and stuff, and they're always fighting about stuff, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that's what you get.
We got examples right here in our listening area of what a multi looks like and what a sole commissioner looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So,
I mean, think about when important matters come up, you have your regular scheduled meetings and everyone can know, okay, on the 4th Tuesday or 2nd Tuesday or whenever they are, you can clear your schedule for that. But in the event of an emergency, when you have to call a special meeting and you have to call one like right now, that's when it gets difficult.
Right.
Yeah.
You know?
And then they pass the buck. You know, that's another thing. I didn't do that. It's so-and-so. The other guy did it. Not me. Right. I didn't have nothing to do with that. And they always pass.
The sole commissioner concept puts a great burden on the voters to elect the right person. You get the wrong person in there, and if you went back in Union County history, there's some cases where you didn't elect the best person, and you suffered as a result of it.
Right.
So there is a downside, but I think if you put it on the scales, the positives way outweigh the negatives.
Mersey Doe says it's the petition people, and is it from the move-in? So I don't know. I would say, my opinion would be. But
well, clearly it is the people that circulated the petition. Yeah.
But look at this. Okay, so you got one sole commissioner, and he's not doing a good job. It's a whole lot easier to get rid of one guy than it is 5 or 4.
Well, you stuck with 4 years of that, though.
Right, but how many years is it going to take to get rid of the?
Well, you don't have to get rid of all 5. You only have to get rid of the one.
Right.
How do you know which one it is, though?
Yeah. Well, you've got to make that judgment yourself.
And you've always got one in there or 2 that's a rubber stamp. Oh, I'm with you guys.
Right.
I just show up for my check, and I'm just doing whatever y'all tell me to do, and I'm good with it as long as I look good in the paper. Right.
That'd be me.
I was gonna say I do whatever he says. Whatever.
Yeah. It's sort of like you and Loophole's relationship, right?
Yeah.
the echo chamber is going on there.
Yeah.
Steven says it, and Loophole nods and echoes it back. Yeah.
So we got Brad Alwan saying we're fixing to have a mess in Clay County. We're going to have 4 empty seats this coming election. So how many?
No,
they got 4?
He's wrong. They only got 3 that are up for. Well, I know what he's doing, but there's only 3 up for election.
So what do you mean technically?
They got a commissioner who is sick.
Okay. So possibly 4. He possibly could be right.
Well, yeah, he's going to be right eventually.
Right. Yeah, we always are. Yeah, eventually. That's why we're conspiracy theories. Eventually,
we'll
be right.
Is right twice a day.
That's going to end up being a special election. That's not going to happen in this November one.
Right. I don't know. Now, Lupo, you were all upset yesterday. You want to talk about that or not?
Nah, we're good.
You sure?
There's enough other things to talk about.
That was pretty cryptic. What were you upset about?
Oh, the typical thing, Democrats, all that nonsense.
Oh man, talk about Democrats. I reckon we've got up there in Massachusetts, we have got they wanting Trump and the Trump administration to pay for all the damage that was done in the riots they had up there. Y'all following that?
That's Minnesota. Not
Minnesota, excuse me. I got
Yeah.
the wrong one up here. I got it.
Yeah.
I wasn't here to smack you. And
It's early and I've got a lot of drugs in me. I'll be honest with you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So should we pay for that?
Of course we should.
Yeah.
It was our fault.
What? The citizens destroyed the city, and the federal government has to pay for that?
At his direction, by the way.
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny. I was listening to y'all this morning, you and Harry, and like, oh, the ICE is moving out. ICE is moving out. But really, they're not moving out.
No, I mean, the extra ICE agents that they send in for the surge are going back to their regular stations.
Right. So nothing's changed other than the media has nothing to report because, we're moved out. We're not doing that no more.
Well, Harry's wrong. What really has changed is the local law enforcement has got off their butts and are actually assisting ICE. They would have never needed the surge if the local law enforcement had not, at the governor's direction, stood down, or at the mayor's direction, stood down.
100%
But
correct.
they got up there and hollered, ICE out, ICE out. But here's the thing. Okay, so who should actually pay for all that? Should George Soros and all the people that spent the $60 million to have these paid protesters come up there and tear their city down, should they be the one that be responsible for rebuilding the city, or should the American taxpayers?
No, who should be responsible are the Minnesota taxpayers.
Just get a Somalian guy over there. He'll raise like $9 billion. It'll be no problem. No problem at all.
Yeah.
Piece
I'm
of cake.
I'm all for that. But I mean, you got these paid protesters up there that did all this damage. Looked like they would be responsible for this.
But the elected officials in Minnesota let that happen.
Yeah, I wonder how much money they got.
Okay, and who elected the people that are in office? The voters in Minnesota.
All the
So
smaller.
the voters in Minnesota should be the ones that pay for the damage.
Okay, so let me get this straight. We have got paid protesters from all these big organizations that are against the Republicans. They're wanting to crush the cities. They're George Soros all the way. They've done found this out. They
Yeah.
paid these people to go in there and tear the city up.
Yeah.
Okay. So the taxpayers should have to defend this against the paid protesters.
Well,
If they're-
the
I don't think that's
reason
right.
the reason the paid protesters were successful in tearing up the city is local and state law enforcement stood on the sidelines and let them.
So, okay, so let me get this. Okay, let me ask you this question. If I call in a false report that I was, let's say, kidnapped, that's a big thing right now, but I really was not kidnapped, and all these law enforcement agents have to come out and try to find me, and then they find out that I'm lying. Am I liable for the law enforcement
You
officer?
should be.
You are.
So now, if these
You
paid
will be slapped with a fine. Yes.
okay, so if these paid protesters are paid to come into the city and they tear the city up, should they not be responsible for what they've done because they're actually hired?
Well, here's my question, just to take that to the next level. Is it them, or since they're hired, they're employees, is this like a vicarious liability? Do we sue their boss?
That's
Can
what
we
I'm
go
saying.
after- yeah, do we go after their boss? We go after the Soros. We go after the Neville Singham, or whatever his name is.
Yeah. Should that not be who's responsible for all this instead of the taxpayer? I think that's where a lot of the problem comes in, with even our local areas. You have these big things come in, all these big high rises and all that. And we're like, well, we don't have a fire truck to get high enough up to put the fire out. We're going to have to buy a fire truck. I don't think that the taxpayers should have to cover that so people could make money. Does that make sense? It's like, okay, if you're going to do this, if the infrastructure can't handle it, then you need to pay the county to build the infrastructure so we can access whatever you're building, if it's a subdivision or whatever it is. Does that make sense?
You're
Yeah.
talking about impact fees.
Yeah.
Impact fees end up getting passed on to the person who rents the space in that building or
Right.
who buys the house that had the impact fees in because of the extra citizens. Impact fees don't do what you want it to do.
So who's paying the impact fees?
The individual homeowners, the individual taxpayers.
But not the taxpayers like me. I mean, if I don't have to pay for the infrastructures and the people that's building these mass subdivisions, they're actually having to pay for it. You see what I'm saying?
No.
Okay, so if you're going to put a giant
You're in the same vein that corporations pay taxes. You still believe that. They don't.
I know they don't.
They're
but
tax collectors.
okay, so if you're going to build a big subdivision and it's going to cost the taxpayers of the county,
Okay, here's the deal, Stephen.
$500,000. Okay,
You don't pay directly, but if I buy a house in that subdivision,
right.
I'm paying the impact fee because the developer put it in the price of the house.
So what's more fair?
I think that's fair.
Okay, I do too. That's what I'm saying.
But what you're saying, though, is people are complaining about the price of housing, and yet they're advocating for something that increases the price of housing.
But why should the taxpayers have to pay for the infrastructure so this guy can build this subdivision and make money?
Well, that goes back to the argument, if I don't use the fire department, should I have to pay for the fire
No,
department?
it does not at all.
If
It
I'm a
does not.
grandparent and I don't have kids in school, should I pay for the school tax?
What I hear you argue that all the time.
What?
You don't want to pay school tax because you're retired.
I don't want to pay any taxes.
I'm with you on that, but I don't think it ought to be burdened on the taxpayers of the county to build up the infrastructure for somebody to come in and build a big subdivision and make a lot of money. That's my opinion. What do you think, Luke Poe? Are you following me?
Yeah, I'm following you. I mean, look, this kind of goes back to these special tax districts that we have in Georgia. This very argument you guys are talking about right now, this is not new. People have talked about this. So the special taxation districts, it's a way for the public to share a little bit. Not that there is going to be a tax outlay. What they do is they defer the taxes and that kind of thing for, let's say the access fees or the impact fees. They'll defer that. So it's not that you as a taxpayer, you've paid $1 and now that dollar is going to help this infrastructure. It's that the guy who's putting in the subdivision doesn't have to pay for the infrastructure. It will eventually come out over time, and it's sort of a way to get both sides in agreement. It's just a way of deferring the dollar coming out of your pocket is really all that is.
I'm with you on that, but who's actually going to pay? Like you say, that they come in and build these subdivisions and they charge more for the houses because they had to build the infrastructure up. And the people buying the houses are going to have to pay for that. Not the poor farmer out here that's farming that has nothing to do and don't even care.
But the people that buy the houses are paying for it one time. The taxpayers of the jurisdiction that they're in are paying for it annually.
Okay, so what do you mean annually?
Well, okay. So I get an impact fee to put in roads, okay?
Yeah.
Now, as soon as that subdivision is turned over to the county's responsible for the road. So they've got the continuing maintenance. All I did was pay for the installation. It's the same argument against splash taxes.
Would that not save a little money for the taxpayers, though, if they pay for the roads and then we just maintain them?
It just does what Loophole said. It just defers it. Because
Right.
down the road, you're going to pay it.
Yeah.
Eventually, taxpayers pay for everything.
Oh, I know
Eventually.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think the impact fee would be a way to kind of loosen or lessen the burden of the taxpayers on a lot of this projects and stuff that's going on. And just like up there, I think that the folks that's paying for all the riders to come in there and tear the place apart, they ought to be responsible for it. 100%.
Well, think about this. I mean, think about this. We've got all these paid protesters. Okay, the surge in Minnesota, in Minneapolis, St. Paul has ended, right? Ice Age is still there, but the surge has ended. No real reason. And as Pat mentioned, local law enforcement is going to coordinate together with ICE. We're going to have these more orderly transfers from jail to deportation, et cetera, et cetera. So what about these poor paid protesters? They're all unemployed. We just had an excellent jobs report last month. That's going to go down the tubes now because all these poor protesters have to go out and get a job now. What are you going to do about them?
I don't know.
The plan is there's a new target.
What's the target?
Where are we going next? I don't know, but we'll find out.
Yeah,
maybe it's Mad Black.
Because all those ICE agents are going someplace.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
ICE don't melt.
Tom Homan said our next target. He didn't identify it, but he said our next target.
Yes, he did.
All right, let's get to a break, folks. We have got to get to a break, so y'all hang around with me on the other side. Hey, we want to thank Bannister Cooper Funeral Home for bringing you the show today, and we'll be right back.
And now with more news for Western North Carolina and North Georgia, I'm Jeff Patton. As the bill rattles around in a legislative committee, Union County Sole Commissioner Harold Collins continues to push back against the idea of a future multi-member county commission.
Finance it. It costs more money, bigger government. Everybody knows bigger government got more money. To me, St. Louis, and not because I am the commissioner, a one-person commissioner is the best form of government.
Collins' comments to WJRB come as State Representative Stan Gunter attempts to place a question on the November 2026 ballot in Union County. He tells WJRB it will go to the Senate. Steve Gooch has stated to me that he will not oppose the vote when it gets to the Senate, unquote. From there, Governor Brian Kemp would ultimately need to sign it into law. Once that happens in the late spring, Gunter's plan is to hold a few public forums in the late summer. Towns County Interim Sheriff Anthony Coleman and investigators are still looking for a firearm that went missing from the property room last spring. He recently told WJRB, quote, "We are still looking for more leads and trying to figure out how it was taken," unquote. Another missing firearm turned up in the local community in December. An officer was terminated from his position and arrested for his suspected role in that discovery. And Union County firefighters were called into a structure fire Thursday afternoon. Photos indicate that it was fully involved but extinguished successfully. Chief David Dyer says it started from a brush fire. For Pat Malone and Harry Bond, I'm Jeff Patton.
This is Tamala Cooper with Bannister Cooper Funeral Home, and I left my husband and staff unattended for a few hours, only to find out I have been given a nickname, which happens to be a rodent. In our line of work, you have to maintain a sense of humor, but I think these guys took it a little far this time. Come by and give them a hard time with me, and while you're there, let's go ahead and get your wishes in writing. Pre-planning your wishes doesn't have to be somber. We are Bannister Cooper Funeral Home, Towns County's local funeral home.
Hi, folks. When I'm not deporting illegals or taking Greenland from Denmark, and that's going to happen, by the way, okay? I go where my ICE agents shop Cherokee Guns. They have all the firearms needed for FAFO. And I think everybody knows what I'm talking about, right? And they love the Second Amendment, just like I love the Second Amendment, okay? We got to protect it, okay? Got to protect it very strongly. Cherokee Guns even have big, beautiful, concealed handgun classes, including women classes with no cross-dressers. That's so very important, okay? No fake news, women, please. Okay, we can't have it. So here's the story, folks. Cherokee Guns has been arming very strongly, by the way, the Western Carolina and North Georgia Patriots for 14 fantastic years. That's a long time, okay? Very good, actually. They've been fantastic. Cherokee Guns on the 4-lane in Murphy. Call 828-837-7771. They're terrific. Bye-bye.
Your Feel Better starts here.
Your Feel Better starts with Healthy Smiles by Dr. B in Hayesville. Are you afraid or embarrassed to smile because of decayed or discolored teeth? Dr. B uses the latest white fillings, all porcelain crowns, and laser teeth whitening. Visit healthysmilesbydrb.com and get the beautiful smile you've always wanted, so you can start feeling better about yourself. Call 828-389-7305 to make an appointment.
Get on into General Supply Farm, Feed, and Garden Center for our Valentine's Day sale. The gift shop is full of Valentine's Day gifts, clothing, accessories, handbags like Myra purses, natural soaps, lotions, jewelry, chocolate, and candies. We've got gifts for guys and ladies, including Game Guard clothing, plus livestock feed, pet food, and treats, because pets deserve Valentine's Day too. General Supply, 764 Gainesville Highway, Blairsville. That's General Supply in Blairsville, 706-363-1000.
Constantly challenging ourselves as a college means more learning opportunities, better teaching, more innovative programs, greener facilities, a stronger community, and happier students. Every choice we've made reinforces our mission to help educate, inspire, and empower you. Young Harris College. This is the place where your future unfolds.
Fridays on the Dish are presented by Bannister Cooper Funeral Home in Hiawassee. The experts at Bannister Cooper will guide you through the important family conversations when it comes to making end-of-life arrangements for a loved one. Yes, we're Towns County's funeral home, but we're welcome to all. And now, back to the Morning Dish.
All righty, we're back with you. I reckon we have got all kinds of talking points coming up here with Apple's new news of accused of amplifying left-leaning narratives. What are they talking about, Loophole?
Man, all right. So in the month of January, last month, there were 620 morning top stories counted. For this Media Research Center put this all together. Right. So out of the 620 top stories last month, exactly 0 were from conservative sources. Every single one of the top stories from last month was from some sort of liberal news source. New York Times, NPR, AP, whatever. Pick your favorite liberal news source here. Go back 60 more days. For the past 90 days, also no conservative sources made the top stories. Now, there are 100, on average, 150 million people read Apple News on a monthly basis. Millions read every day. Around the world, another 200 million read globally. It is the number 1 news source in the US, in Australia, and in Canada, and it's number 2 in the UK. So if we wonder where all this crazy TDS comes from, if we're wondering how the masses are getting all this, and they're not, I don't watch CNN, I don't watch MS Now or whatever. But I'm reading my Apple News. There's your culprit.
I'm an X guy.
Apple's only a curator.
That's exactly right. They're a curator. They're an aggregator. Except
it's the same thing with the Google News. They're a curator.
That's true, and so is my conservative news source that I read on my phone. I have a news aggregator, and I know I specifically subscribe to it because it's conservative. Okay. But Apple News does not bill itself as either conservative nor liberal. But its algorithm is systematically choosing liberal sources over conservative, and that is an absolute mathematical input. That is a coded input.
Are you really telling me that Apple doesn't identify as a liberal news source? Come on, for God's sake.
They don't build themselves as that. But
nobody builds themselves as that. They are the news source. Nobody says we're a liberal news source.
This one
They
here says
purport to be
conservative news aggregator.
So who is that now?
I got
So
the
they-
Federalist, I got OAN, I got Daily Caller, Breitbart, Newsmax, Daily Wire, Town Hall, Red State, American Thinker, Free Press, Blaze. I got all these sources. I picked them because I wanted conservative sources. But
okay,
if
so the real problem is the readers.
The real problem is the algorithm.
No.
If I'm not choosing to go either left or right, and I just want news, and I go to Apple News, okay, I'm just going to the news that's on my phone because it's there and it's free and it
Easy.
it
It's
aggregates
easy.
all the news. Yeah, it's getting all these sources.
Yeah. Okay. I think you're making my case. It's easy.
It's easy.
Okay.
But if you argue the algorithm path and you don't really know what the algorithm is and does,
All you have to do is read the
algorithm.
news a couple days to figure out that Apple is liberal.
I know, but if the algorithm incorporates censorship, that's a problem.
Right.
All algorithms incorporate some form of censorship or bias.
100%.
Does anybody follow Ground News or Straight Arrow News?
I never heard of either one of them.
Well, Ground News actually tells, once it does the reporting, it tells who and what sides are reporting on it. So you'll have a graph at the bottom, and it says, 90% coming out of conservative side, or 90% coming out of the, the
But
liberal side.
there's a bias in their algorithm to decide which is the conservative side and which is the liberal side.
I don't think that's a hard choice to make there. When you look at all the liberal media,
It's not for you, but when they do this, there's a bias. Whoever's creating the algorithm has got a bias. Everybody's got a bias.
That's true. Everyone's got a bias, but 100%. That's beyond bias.
How many people look at Apple News, did you say?
In America, 150 million. Globally,
They're in the business to get eyeballs looking at their news.
should be in the business of making cell phones, but yeah. That's true. I will give you that that component of the business model is to make
They're really successful at it.
They're really successful. They could be successful if they were balanced. They could be equally as successful if they had balanced news.
That's unknowable at this time because they're not unbalanced.
I don't know.
They're pretty darn good in terms of their stock market price and all the other measures of success that we use.
Yeah, I just say go Android, man.
I say if you're a conservative, don't look at Apple News.
Yeah.
Do what Loophole did. Create your own aggregator.
Yeah, there's your answer. All right, next story.
Next story. The next story. DHS funding bill fails the Senate.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, what are you gonna do? I don't know how it would fail. So all that means is that TSA ain't getting paid, Coast Guard ain't getting paid, FEMA ain't getting paid. ICE is still getting paid.
Yeah, ICE is getting paid because there was $75 billion in the big, beautiful bill that they're using to fund themselves.
Yeah.
Hey, we got Andrew Clyde on the phone. I got him on right now. Do you guys want to take a break first?
Yep.
Or you
No, let's do a break. Yep, absolutely. We'll get to break. We'll be right back, folks.
This is Marvin Cooper with Bannister Cooper Funeral Home, and I'm here with our office manager, Cassandra Bannister. Cassandra, Ken just called you a little bit, and it made me think about all of our friends' nicknames. Red, Piglet, Speed, Smiley, Tank, Peanut, Spud, Oompa, Dink, and Stretch. I think Tamala and I need nicknames. I once called Tamala Chinchilla.
Marvin Cooper, Tamala is going to kill you. I can't believe you just said that on the radio. We are Bannister Cooper Funeral Home, Towns County's local funeral home since 1934.
Are you thinking about cataract surgery? Dr. Dan Eichenbaum is now offering cataract surgery with the innovative and revolutionary light adjustable lens implant. The power of a regular lens implant cannot be changed after it's inside your eye, so you may need to wear glasses to correct your vision. After surgery with the light adjustable lens, Dr. Eichenbaum can fine-tune the implant lens power inside your eye using precise UV light treatments in the office. He'll customize your vision to match your needs, and you could even test drive your vision before it's locked in permanently. Dr. Eichenbaum is offering this premium adjustable implant at affordable special low prices, and financing is available. Call Dr. Eichenbaum's office 828-837-5404 or 706-745-9777 and say, I want the new adjustable implant. Again, find out more about the revolutionary light adjustable lens implant when you call Dr. Dan Eichenbaum for an appointment. Why settle for conventional when you can afford to have adjustable?
Hey, Packy, we all love your high country tire jingles, but I'm ready for a new one.
Jeff, my musical artistic genius takes time.
Move over, Packy. Let me show you how it's done. My truck's shaking sideways down the road. These ball tires are about to explode. Hit a nail, got a flat, wasn't feeling lucky. Good thing I know the folks at High Country. High Country Tire in Blairsville. New tires, used tires, wheels, and oil changes. Call 706-835-1488.
I should have done it myself.
Debbie Snelling with North Georgia Tax Solutions meets with a lot of small businesses, and she says there's always one common gripe.
I'm not a bookkeeper, but I'm worried about my checkbook balance every time I pay someone.
With North Georgia Tax Solutions, Debbie and her staff in Blairsville help small business owners concentrate on the product and your profits.
I need a CFO. I can't afford not to have one.
Call North Georgia Tax Solutions in Blairsville, 706-745-3856.
The folks at Cherokee Septic know a lot about cleaning the tank that's under your yard, but they know just as much about what's above ground. Call Cherokee Septic for land clearing and grading. You'll get the same excellent service that you do for septic tank service and installation. I mean, the crew's already there, so put them to work. Call Cherokee Septic, 828-644-9385. Licensed all over the tri-state area. That's CherokeeSepticInc.com and 828-644-9385.
Preparing for your burial or cremation wishes doesn't have to be a downer. Drop into Bannister Cooper Funeral Home for a relaxed and comforting conversation with their team. Bannister Cooper Funeral Home, next to the McDonald's in Hiawassee. We love drop-ins.
All right, Congressman Andrew Clyde, how are you doing this morning?
Well, good morning, gentlemen. Always great to be with you on WJRB.
Yeah, we're glad you're here, man. I want to ask something. We have 213 Democrats just use their photo ID to vote against photo IDs in the election.
Please help us understand.
Isn't that incredible? I'm looking at my photo ID right now that I used to vote.
Yeah.
Okay, and I have never heard a Democrat complain about having government-issued photo ID necessary to vote. Because if you don't put it in that little electronic voting thing, okay, all right, you're going to have to go down to the well itself, all right, if you forget your ID. But this is that was pretty spectacular by Rep. Michael Clyde. I thought that was really good. Look, how many things do we use photo ID for? Try getting on an airplane without photo ID. All right, doesn't work. Try buying all sorts of things that alcohol, cigarettes. Try buying a firearm. I'm sorry, but if you have to use if the Democrats require us and our government requires us to use the government issued photo ID to buy a firearm, to purchase a gun, to exercise your Second Amendment rights, then using a photo ID to exercise your voting rights shouldn't be a problem. It's pure hypocrisy by the Democrats.
Speaking of hypocrisy, Andrew, I saw Roy Cooper, North Carolina's own Roy Cooper, put out something on X. He was all proud that he early voted yesterday, and he put some pictures out there and of him registering and voting, and he had to delete it. You know why? Because someone noticed that he was getting his ID handed back to him, so he had to show his ID to vote. And that was not, unfortunately, popular with his position on that, so he deleted that post on X.
Well, how about Ossoff and his rally, all right, where you had to show photo ID in order to get into his Democrat rally?
Yeah,
I mean, you can't make this stuff up, gentlemen. It's so bizarre. It is so hypocritical. The Democrats are showing their true colors. They just want to be able to cheat.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep,
and,
absolutely.
They're working so hard to make it easy to cheat. And we don't want to do that. We want to make it easy to vote and hard to cheat.
Right.
Well, I'm with you, man, 100%. If I run for an office and I get beat, I can take that, but I want to know I got beat fairly.
That's right. Fair and
Yeah.
square. And that's the only thing this country demands. Fair and secure elections. That's it. You know, if one side wins over the other and it's a fair election, then fine. You know, but none of this cheating stuff. You know, people need to go to jail. We need to hear the click of hand sucks when it comes to cheating.
Right.
Amen.
So how does the midterms looking right now? I mean, everybody's, you know, listen to the left leaning bunch. They're like, oh, we're going to clean out. The Democrats are going to take back over. And we know where that come from. I mean, it's like, okay, we got here because of the Democrats. Gas was $4 a gallon and it's actually down now. What's your take on that?
Right. Gas is about $2.50 a gallon. You know, depending where you go, I've seen it as low as about $2.17. I've seen it, you know, up in the 270s, but the average I think is right around $2.50. Well, that's one of the reasons why the piece of legislation was so important this week, the Save America Act, because truly what we're doing there is making it easy to vote and hard to cheat. Making sure, you know, we passed that in the House. I'm sure y'all know about that, but in case those folks out there don't, what the Save America Act does is it requires proof of United States citizenship in order to register to vote. It directs states to remove non-citizens from our existing voter rolls, and it requires photo ID to vote. You have to show who you are, prove who you are. All right, and then your name be on those rolls, verified as a United States citizen. We don't let anybody else vote. You know. No illegal aliens, no legal aliens, no permanent residents. They are not allowed to vote. You have to be a United States citizen. And that has been the law of the land for a while now, but there's been no enforcement of that because there's no requirement for proof of who you are. And that's what we did this week in the Save America Act. And we sent it over to the Senate. We did it in a very special way. We took a Senate bill, we hollowed it out, a bill that the Senate had already passed, sent it over to the House. We hollowed it out. We put in this legislation. It's called an amendment in the nature of a substitute. And we passed it on the House floor. And we had one Democrat actually vote with us, Henry Cuellar from Texas. And, and then we sent it back to the Senate. And the reason we did it that way is it eliminated one of the two filibusters that the Senate has. And now we are demanding that the Senate bring it up to debate. And when they do that, you know, the rules are still on the Senate books for a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week, 24/7 debate. And that's, I believe, what's going to happen here. We haven't seen this for 50 years.
We're talking about illegal voting. This Ilhan Omar. I mean, she needs kicked out of the country. And every time you come up there, she married her brother. And I mean, is there not some kind of illegal something that they can kick her out?
Well, I believe there's an investigation ongoing right now by our Department of Justice into, you know, whether she has cheated, whether she lied on her immigration paperwork, on her citizenship, and if she came here illegally and lied on her immigration forms and therefore got citizenship or got entry into the country, legal entry where she shouldn't have. All right, that's going to be a problem. And if the DOJ actually comes up with the evidence to prove that she did that, and she goes, you know, and her citizenship then gets stripped because of it, she's gone.
I mean, everything that I'm reading on the news that I'm getting, she needs gone. I mean, she has broke laws after laws, married her brother while she was married, and it's just one thing after another. And she hates America. That's the thing that bugs me. I don't mind these folks coming over here if they want to be Americans. That's the thing, you know. They're like, oh, we're all immigrants, but the people that come years ago wanted to be Americans. They love America.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Steve, but let me interrupt you for one just brief moment, because I believe that she has assimilated. She bought this booming wine vineyard that is making millions of dollars. So she's assimilating.
Right. Yeah. With no wine. I wish I knew her business platform.
There's no wine?
No.
Oh, well, forget I said all of that.
Yeah, there you go. All right, Pat, I can hear you, son. I can hear you.
Congressman, are you in a place where you can talk about your campaign?
Am I? Well, if you ask me a question, I can certainly respond to you. That's correct.
So how's the campaign going? Because you've got an opponent, or one or two opponents in the primary.
I have two opponents in the primary. That's correct. The former mayor of Gainesville is one of them, and one of the county commissioners of Hall County, where Gainesville resides, is the other one. And I think we're in a good spot right now. Qualifying is the first week of March, and so we'll see if they actually qualify. I think both of them probably will. So it'll be a little interesting. I'll make it interesting for them.
Is there any particular message you're hearing from your potential voters when you're out campaigning or visiting with constituents?
Well, we actually had a telephone town hall on Tuesday evening, and there was, I think, a high of 9,700 people on that phone call. And every solitary person that came on, and I think we had multiple double-digit questions, and that came on said, "Hey, you're doing a great job. Thank you very much. Keep it up." And it's an honor to serve the folks in the 9th District. I serve at their pleasure. And if they don't want me, they can vote me out of office. But I think I've been pretty effective making the Republican Party move to the right and be more conservative. I've had a number of pieces of legislation pass the House floor, including one that took back our Second Amendment rights like has never happened before. In 91 years, we struck down the taxation of a constitutional right when it comes to suppressors and short barrel firearms. That's been on the books for 91 years, and it will save the Second Amendment loving community. That's probably everyone within the reach of my voice right now. 140 across the country. That will save them $140 million a year that won't go into the government's pocket, that will stay into constituents and 2A loving people's pockets. So, we've been, I think, pretty successful when it comes to this. When it's Lake Lanier, we got into the energy and water bill that the name of Lake Lanier will not be changed. The Army Corps tried to do that about 3 years ago, and they were still waiting for direction from Congress, as the naming had not been permanently terminated, the renaming rather. And now I got that into it. It was signed by the president in the appropriations process. And so Lake Lanier and Buford Dam will always be named now Lake Lanier and Buford Dam, as well as success after success. We've been very fortunate, and I think I've represented the 9th District well.
And just speaking locally, you mentioned Lake Lanier, Lake Chattooga, TVA. Mm-hmm. Come on, Andrew. You rolled your sleeves up and dove into that lake head first. Yeah. And we appreciate that. We're not going to forget that.
Well, thank you.
Of course, I'm going to say this. I know local people around here that had issues with different things, and they've called you up, and man, it was like immediate. You got right on it and got it straightened out, and there's a lot of that going on. So, I actually called your people and said, I'd like to have an Andrew Clyde sign been put in my front yard, and they asked me to put, it'd probably do you better if I put the people running against you in my front yard. I don't know what they were talking about, but so sometimes my endorsement don't help much.
Put a big Hakeem Jeffries sign up in your yard.
Oh well. All right. Andrew, we always love you. Anything else? We're about to run out of time. I don't want to leave anything out.
Well, I'll tell you, it's an honor to serve the folks in the 9th District. And if anybody does have an issue with a federal agency, just go to clyde.house.gov, and you can put your issue there. My team will be in touch with you, contact you, and we'll get right on it. I've got great constituent services staff. I've got the office in Gainesville down here that you can visit locally as well. It's an honor to serve the folks in the 9th District. And the Lake Chattooga was a great example of being able to move the ball down the field and score, really. And that's what we did with Lake Chattooga.
Well, let us know when you're going to be back up this way, and I can tell everybody on the radio and fill that place up. So,
okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Sounds great. Great. Thank you, gentlemen.
Just send me a text, and we'll get it out there. We do appreciate you. Thank you so much.
That'll work. Take care. Always great to be on WJRB.
All right. Well, give it
Papa's Pizza. Pat, what's the trivia question?
Hang on a minute. I didn't have it up yet. I thought we were still doing. Oh, it's Valentine's trivia.
Oh.
In classical mythology, who was Cupid's mother?
Who was Cupid's mother? Give us a call, 706-379-9770. What are they going to win, Packy?
Got you a Papa's Pizza, Hiawassee, Murphy, and Blairsville.
All right, we'll catch you on the other side.
Have you been putting off planning your funeral or cremation?
Not only will pre-planning ease the minds of your family, but it also allows everyone to honor your wishes when they're celebrating your life. And pre-need insurance will lock in the prices and give your family peace of mind.
Call Tamala
or Cassandra
at 706-896-2218 or online at bannisterfuneral.com. Bannister Cooper Funeral Home, Towns County's local funeral home.
You're already thinking about a new dock, a longer walkway, or an addition for next year, but you're dreading the TVA permit process. At Shores and More, we follow every TVA rule and regulation, period. Every customer who buys a dock or orders an addition gets free TVA permitting assistance. Shores and More stands for honesty, quality, and doing things the right way every time. 935 Murphy Highway in Blairsville to Shores and More. That's MOOR.
Are you sick and tired of being sick and tired? Go by the Whole Store in Murphy for the best in vitamins, minerals, natural herbal remedies, herb teas, and homeopathy. The Whole Store, 64 West in Murphy, has quality formulas for colds and flu, non-habit forming remedies for energy or mood enhancements and sleep. The Whole Store, using God's Pharmacy since 1988. Open 7 days a week, 10 a.m. until 3:30 p.m., 828-837-5408.
Hi, it's Keenan. I'm not in. As a new Freedom Boat Club member, I'm practically living on the lake. This Freedom Boat Club experience has really changed my life. Call 706-970-4165. The Freedom Boat Club is so convenient, your boat is waiting at the dock. You just walk on and walk off. Now that's living the lake life of luxury as a Freedom Boat Club member. Leave a message at the beep, or better yet, join the Freedom Boat Club and join me on the lake.
For 38 years, Logan Turnpike Mill in Blairsville has been crafting delicious stone ground mixes and flours, all hand packaged with care. It's no wonder why people across all 50 states, including past U.S. presidents, continue to choose our flours, pancake mixes, fry mixes, cornbread mixes, grits, and porridges. Our locally grown, stone ground, bleach-free products offer unbeatable taste and nutrition. Logan Turnpike Mill, next to the Hole in the Wall in Blairsville, and at LoganTurnpikeMill.com. Discover our mixes, jellies, local sorghum and honey, and more today.
What is it about the colder months that makes truck driving so much fun? Like killer LED lights for coming out of the fog, or WeatherTech and Husky floor mats for keeping the muck out of the truck.
And that extra thump in the trunk that says, "Buy me now."
Right, an awesome stereo to tie it all together. Get it all at Rose Auto Accessories on the Murphy Highway. Perfect for the stormy season. Hey, you want me to do that sexy voice?
Sure, why not?
Rose Auto in Blairsville, next to Mike's Seafood. Oh, you can do it.
Rose Auto.
Fridays on the Dish are presented by Bannister Cooper Funeral Home in Hiawassee. The experts at Bannister Cooper will guide you through the important family conversations when it comes to making end-of-life arrangements for a loved one. Yes, we're Towns County's funeral home, but we're welcome to all. And now, back to the Morning Dish.
All righty, we're back. Who we got, Packy?
We got Hoss.
Hoss, all right. Hoss, I know you. I don't hear nobody. Good morning, Hoss. Man, what is Pluto's girlfriend? Pluto, what was the question?
Who is Cupid's mother?
Aphrodite.
Aphrodite's in Greek mythology. Venus was in classical mythology, but you're a winner.
Congratulations. All right. You get a free Papa's Pizza to go. Y'all gonna have to help me because I can't hear a word he's saying.
Yeah. Are you with us, Robert?
I'm here.
Right on.
You won.
I better know that one. It's my birthday.
Oh, okay. Well, happy birthday.
All righty.
All right, man. You take care.
You too.
I couldn't hardly hear the bless his heart.
I think he meant his birthday was tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Happy
Valentine's Day.
Hey, I got some crazy stuff here. Jane Fonda, we all love Jane Fonda. She says that she has imaginary bedtime conversations with Donald Trump. Now, that's a little bit weird. Do you not think?
Donald Trump is living rent-free in her mind. Huh?
Oh, man. Imaginary
boy.
conversations. I guess. Well, I wonder if he answers.
You know, if it's a conversation, they have to answer. Yeah. Don't they?
Yes. Yeah. And then we got a mother and daughter here. They're making FI signs during a family coloring time. Did y'all see that?
Oh, how old is the kid?
She's got to be probably 9 or 10.
Ah, wonderful.
Yeah.
Great way to enhance their vocabulary, right?
Okay, you can write this, but you can't say this. I don't know, man.
Right.
I mean, this is.
You do a hand sign instead.
Yeah. I mean, honestly. Okay, children, today we're going to make FI signs. Oh, Mom, I can't wait. How great. That's raising them up right, you know? What happened to it? Hey, we're going to show you how to get a job.
That's how you create new Democrats, Stephen.
Yeah, fill out an application.
I thought you just imported them.
Yeah.
Well, you can buy them, but sometimes you can propagate them yourself.
Yeah. And we got the USS Ford ordered to the Middle East. Yep. So
it's on.
It's getting tight, ain't it?
Yeah.
Hey, poor Fannie Willis. She says if they have to pay the $17 million of attorney's fees for Trump and the other defendants, her office will consume her entire office budget.
Oh,
bless their
Isn't that a
heart.
shame?
I know. What are we gonna do?
That ain't right.
It would mean something if she actually, did something to fight crime.
Big Fanny. Big Fanny. Yeah, weaponizing. I love all this stuff coming out, man. I'm ready to see people start going to jail, though.
Yeah.
I mean, do you not, honestly?
Just please let us know when that happens, Stephen.
Well, I know that's a dang truth, ain't it? So
yeah, unfortunately it is. I mean, there's a lot of people excited about what's coming out, but golly, hold your excitement until we see people behind bars.
yeah, and this Epstein thing is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger, man. I'm not kidding. We talked about that on Wednesday, but there's some demon possessed people in this world.
One of the top attorneys at Goldman Sachs just resigned. She was was she Obama's White House counsel or something
That's
like
the
that?
thing. I've actually done some investigating on that. I've kind of dug it out. And beef jerky, that is actually Michelle Obama's code name, beef jerky. I don't know how they got that, but that's beef jerky.
Claim innocence on that one. Steven.
Allegedly.
You're innocent on that one, right?
Oh, beef jerky herself, man. Yeah, that's great. All right, y'all have a good weekend. Don't forget it is Valentine's Day. That's a mandatory day. You have to buy sweet things, something sweet. So
yeah,
y'all have a good weekend.
See you, man.
See you guys.